Hi, it's Paul. Welcome back to campus and advanced PLC programming. So this fall we're going to be doing it a lot different than we've been doing it in the last couple semesters because we can finally get back on campus. Few things are going to be different than what they maybe were 2 years ago. So let me go over how we're doing it this year. First of all, I have two sections of advanced PLC programming. One is Monday night and the other is Tuesday, Thursday in the afternoon. And so far both classes are small enough that we can do the whole class as one group. We've only got 14 workstations in the lab, so if the class grows then we'll have to split into A and B sections. But for now it looks like we can fit everyone in at the same time. Let's take a look at Canvas for a second. Here's our Canvas homepage for advanced PLC training, and a couple things here. One is down here I've got Paul's Zoom room, and up here also I've got Paul's Zoom room. I use the same Zoom address for everything I do on Zoom, so anytime you want to have a meeting with me or log into a class, then use that same link. And below it is AWS, which is Amazon Web Service. It's an Amazon product, and it's called AppStream. And we have software hosted on AppStream that we can use for this class. So there's two ways that we can do the class, and it gives you the flexibility that if you're not comfortable being on campus, or maybe you've been exposed to COVID and you shouldn't be on campus, you can still keep up with the class. So first of all, in the lab we've got all the computers, the PLCs, the trainers, and I think most of you have done B3 and maybe SimLab in the lab. SimLab? I'm not sure what the course is called exactly, but Sim in the SimLab, I guess that's what it is. So we have all the computers and PLCs there, but we also have a simulated software version of that on AppStream. And let me show you what that looks like. So this is AppStream, and when you log into AppStream, you're logging into an Amazon computer somewhere at one of Amazon's computer server farms. Let's see what we got here. This is it's called a Logix 5000 Emulate, and what that is a virtual PLC. And then here we've got Studio 5000. That's the same software we use in the lab. And then over here we've got Factory IO, and that's a simulated trainer that we also use in the lab. So if you're working remotely, you just use this AppStream software and log in and do your work. And if you're in the lab, you use the same Studio 5000, same Factory IO software, but instead of using the Emulate PLC simulator, you actually use a physical PLC. But it all works the same. So whether you're doing remote or you're in the lab, it's identical. When I go to Studio 5000 here, I'll click on New Project. And the first window that comes up, it wants you to tell it what type of PLC you're using. So this one here, the 1756, this is the one we have in the lab, and it defaults to that. But if we scroll down at the bottom, we've got the Emulate PLC. So I can select that guy, and I'll just call this Demo. And I'll hit Next. And we're using the same version of software both in the lab and online. And there's two little differences. When we're online, the controller is in slot 2. You see here in slot 2, that's the controller. And in the lab, it's in slot 0. So if you work on your lab assignment, if you do part of it in the lab and then you switch to doing more of it remotely, then all you have to do is just tell your project that you're using a different controller. and you can continue working the same project on both softwares. So I'll get into more detail on all the software once we get rolling. I just wanted to kind of give you a peek at that. Let's see, what else? We're starting next week. I've got Canvas already published, and if you go to Unit 1, right at the top, well, first I've got a lab group survey, and I think that's probably not going to be necessary, but what that is for you to tell me whether you'd like to be in the A group or the B group. So one group is either earlier and one group's later, or one is Tuesday, one's Thursday, but I don't think we're going to have to be doing that this semester. Go back to Unit 1. There's a few links here. One is a little video talking about myself. There's an introduction to controls, and there's a few things to do in Unit 1. It's all small stuff, and if you want to get going on that, go ahead. Anyway, that's the intro. Oh, I guess I should also mention, it's pretty important, there's a lot of COVID guidelines and rules for the campus. One is that we have an app for KCCD, and possibly you've already seen that. So there's two options for this. One is it's called a daily health checker. So every day you go into the app and you tell it your information of whether you've been exposed or been vaccinated and that type of thing. And if you're all good, then you get a green pass. See, I've got a green pass. The other thing you do on it is, once you've had your vaccination, you upload a copy of your vaccination, and it gives you a permanent blue card or blue pass. And once you have that, you don't have to do the survey every day. But every time you come to campus, you have to either do the self-check, or you have to already have your blue card or blue pass, and you do that on the app. If you don't have a smartphone, you can do it on the website, and I'll show you how to do that. And you have to show me your either blue pass or your green pass each time when you come to campus. If you've been exposed, then you shouldn't be coming to campus. You can't come to campus. What else? The other thing is the college council, the top admin people, have put in a rule that vaccines are going to be mandatory this fall. So if you haven't had your vaccine, then you should make some plans to get down somewhere and get your vaccine. Okay, so it's going to be a great semester. Look forward to meeting all of you, and see you next week. Bye.